Surfiest from episode 5. Running on energy.
Hey Will, this is the Subvectors. This is Trent on drums.
This is Sam on guitar. And this is Dave on bass.
Mars, episode 5. How you all going out there? Good, I hope. I'm going good here. Good in the bunker. What did we just have there? Set 1. Kicked off by Band of the Week. First time I've done it. Band of the Week up top. Sub Vectors from Omaha. And their awesome tune, Paging Dr. Bonsai. Complete with drum solo, just the way we like it. I got that off CD Baby, and I've got to apologise because last week I said you could get Sub Vectors off Bandcamp, and you can't. I got onto them, asked them if they'd start a Bandcamp page before this week. They told me to stick it, and you're just going to have to go to CD Baby. So I got that wrong. After that, Topanga from the Phantom Operators. That is off Bandcamp, and if you buy that off Bandcamp, the money will go to V2 for their fundraiser for their new album. I'm just waiting to hear back from the Phantom Operator, tell me what that song's about, and I'll give it to you when he tells me. After that, Flight of the Bumblebee, endorsed by V2 from Japanese surf legends BCV. And I think unless you know of somewhere other than YouTube you can find them, you're going to have a bit of a time trying to find them, but they're out there. So, as I said, Band of the Week is the Sub Vectors, the mighty Sub Vectors from Omaha. And they sent me a really good conversational style of interview where they all got together and had a little chat, and they asked themselves the questions, and it was so good I'm not going to ask them myself. I'm going to just let them ask them, and we're just going to listen to them and sit back like we're just kicking back on the lounge and letting them tell us how it is. So here's the first bit of that.
Anyway, just to answer some of your questions that you sent us, is this a new higher level of surf band intensity for the Sub Vectors, or am I just finding out how awesome your normal life is all the time?
Could it be both?
I'd say yes.
I would say our life is this awesome all the time.
But it also is a new level of intensity.
Yes.
It's nice having people kind of pay attention to us.
So, anyway, just to tell you why they kind of pay attention to us, I guess, we just put out Music on the Bones, which Surf Rock Radio has been playing, but it is a 10-song studio album that we did not too far away from our hometown of Omaha down in Lincoln, and it's got, like I say, 10 studio tracks on it, and then the album comes with another disc, just a live disc of some shows that we've been playing, so...
This is the voice of Colossus, the voice of God. We are one. This is the voice of unity. Robots! Unite! Robots! Robots! Unite! Robots rise!
don't you make me true. When you stay out, you're taking too much time. Baby, gonna make me lose my mind. Don't you be gone long. Don't you be gone long. Don't you be gone long. The dog will find another bone. Well, I stay in my room until my energy's gone. I ain't got the sense to pick up the phone. You can go to the corner for a loaf of bread, but just you remember what I said. Don't you be gone long. Don't you be gone long. Now don't you be gone long. The dog will find another bone. Yeah. Clock don't lie, baby, I can't wait. Baby, you better come through that gate. Don't you be gone long. Don't you be gone long. Now don't you be gone long. The dog will find another bone. Yeah. Don't you be gone long. 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 Yeah, I'll be gone long. Don't you be gone long. The dog will find another bone.
Surf Guitars from Mars. What was that? That wasn't surf guitars, no. That was rockabilly guitars in a little three-piece band known as the Records, and they're out of Melbourne. 3 guitars, no drums. And they play Americana rockabilly style music. I really like it. Thought I'd better bring it into the show. Sort of blend it into my loose genre of garage, of all things non-surf, that I like. They're good. Got that off their album Bottom of the Barrel off iTunes, the Records, and their song Don't Be Gone Long. You should check it out. They got 1 or 2 albums on iTunes, and they're all good. Before them, also from Melbourne, the Reprobettes, soon to be band of the week when they get back to me, maybe next week. Just waiting, I'll check my emails every day, but nothing yet. Maybe soon. And the top of the set, our favourite human crushing robots, the Tsunami Bots. They have got back to me about being band of the week. They're very excited for a bunch of robots. Also very forthcoming with some robot-based ideologies, and I can't wait to bring you that. It's very interesting news they've got. For instance, they like PBRs, and I thought, oh wow, they like PBRs, patrol boats, and Vietnam movies. But no, they're talking about a beer, which I don't mind either. And it's a beer called Pabst Blue Ribbon that they call PBR. Looked it up, and yes, they have it in Australia. You can get it at Dan Murphy's. They have it in Hong Kong, and they also have it in Canada. So a lot of our surf bands that I talk about can try out a PBR anytime they like. So PBRs aside for a moment, with that tune from the Tsunami Bots, Rise of the Robots. Got that from Google Play, and they got an album there called Surfing Craze in the Robotic Age. I've got another one too. Time to hear from Band of the Week, the Subvectors.
Sam, how did we come up with the sound for Music on the Bones?
I'd say it had a lot to do with the sound guy that we used, Sean Joyce. Also, it has to do with...
Sean's actually, he does a lot of metal bands, so that's kind of why our album came out kind of as heavy as it did. You also asked us about some recent gigs with Anonymous Henchmen and the Surf Zombies. That one that you saw, that was actually the most, that was the first all-surf show that we've ever done. It was the Omaha We Don't Coast Surf Fest. So yeah, surf is happening in Omaha, we guess.
Yeah, a lot more than it used to.
Right. No, we don't own the waiting room, but we try to play there as much as possible. It's pretty much the best venue in Omaha. We had our CD release show there, so it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, plus Dick Dale usually plays there when he comes through town. So.
Yeah. So
Manor Astra Man came through there not too long ago as well.
Let's see. Have the Subvectors played any of those big surf shows like Surfer Joe, SG 101, etc.? Do you have any plans to play any big mainstream fests in the future? What's the trajectory of your band? Well, no, we haven't played any of the big surf fests. Being in Nebraska, we're pretty far from where a lot of those are located. I think they're mostly on the coast, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
So
Not a lot of coasts in Nebraska.
no.
I think that we would like to eventually, but it's mostly an issue with proximity at this point. We haven't ventured too far out of Omaha yet. Still kind of building up a fan base here, and then maybe we'll turn that into something else later.
I think too, our goal is kind of to try to reach surf fans through the internet. We're kind of the 21st century band that's, trying to reach out to fans through that way. So that's how we try to spread our music out there. You also said, from here I reckon you seem to be the kind of surf band that can bring surf to normal people through gigs that normal bands play at. Insinuating that we're not a normal band, we appreciate that. So yeah, that's something we try to do. We try to, since there's not a lot of surf bands in Omaha, we try to make our shows kind of variety shows, so they fit and they flow from start to finish, but also so that, different fan bases see our music.
It's almost kind of a blessing that there aren't too many surf bands in Omaha where we can kind of reach out through using other bands that play different kinds of music. So we're exposed to a lot more people that would normally come to a surf show.
What about Omaha and Nebraska? I don't know much about them. Is there a scene there you can describe for us?
Man, it used to be the Sow Creek scene, but I guess the best way to describe it is probably it's very independent. It's got a lot of different nooks and crannies and lots of different things going on. And I know we've got a small little metal base. There's a lot of singer-songwriters here. There's a pretty good rock scene going on. The independent stuff's really big, especially with that Saddle Creek label in town. It's a good diverse spread.
But it's also a nice scene that everybody's pretty open to new and different music. So that's really played to our favor. Because we kind of like our band just because it's something different from what's out there. Let's see. Let's talk about our gear real quick. Sam, tell us about your gear.
I'd say my live instrument of choice would be a Yamaha SGV 300. I also have a Fender Japanese Strat and a Les Paul Studio that I bust out every once in a while. Playing through a Fender Vibrolux with the reverb tank crank. I also have various reverb pedals that I deploy pretty much the entire show, so it's as much reverb as I can throw at it.
Man, I'm a bass. I could probably spend a half an hour talking about my gear. But I guess I use a lot of different custom built basses. I've got a guy out of Iowa, Drake Custom Bass, that builds basses for me, and then I either do that or I put together kind of parts basses. Recorded music on the bones with pretty much a P bass that I put together. It's got a nice hot pickup on it. So yeah, kind of did that. Used ground wounds, which are kind of a nice in between a round wound and a flat wound. Kind of get a little bit of growl out of it, but not too much high end like older surf recordings. Didn't really have the zing. So, but I think one of the biggest things that I've added to the band is probably my effects usage, which for a bass player is probably way too much. But I use two main companies that I really like to use. One is Source Audio. I have like 4 of their pedals, and they're featured pretty heavily on 4 different songs. And then another company out of Washington called 3 Leaf Audio. I have a really cool octave and fuzz that I got from them that I use on 3 songs as well for those. So a lot of my tone, I think, just comes from those pedals and kind of making things sound as unique as possible while still kind of retaining a little bit of some surf semblance.
On drums, I just have a 84 Ludwig rocker. It's kind of a mid-level 80s kit, but I love it. It's kind of, I've grown to well, I've had it all my life, so I couldn't part with it. Zildjian cymbals, and then Gibraltar hardware. I play a 5-tom kit, so I like to do a lot of fills, and the more toms the better. So that's pretty much my kit.
Hi, this is Rob Day from the Canadian surf band, the 427s, and you are listening to Surf Guitars from Mars on surfrockradio.com. Don't touch that dial.
Welcome back to the home of the digital surf downlosion explosion, Surf Guitars from Mars. And we just had the Burning Sands out of Canada with Revenge of the Putrid Slime. It's a nice heavy one. I thought it'd be good to finish off the Sub-Vector extravaganza. Burning Sands, their tune there was from Bandcamp, like their other tunes that I've played. They got a lot to choose from. You should check them out. They're going to be Band of the Week soon. I'll be able to tell you a bit more about them. We're going to hear them when Frankie and his gang gets back to me. So, as I said before that, the Sub-Vectors extravaganza. The show is hosted by the Sub-Vectors, asking their own questions, calling the shots. It was good. Good for me. Just got to sit around, do nothing, and listen to their awesome tunes, which were Kobayashi Maru at the top of the set, and in the middle there, Doppelganger Special. And then both those tunes are off their album Music on the Bones, which is out now on CD Baby and on iTunes. So thanks Sub-Vectors for doing that for us, and I've got a little bit left. We're going to play a bit later. Just a few minutes ago I heard back from the Phantom Operators, that question I asked them about Topanga, that tune we heard right at the start of the show, the new tune that they just released for the V2 fundraiser. And as it turns out, that and another tune on that little EP called El Porto, they're both surf spots in California, which is sort of the basis of the EP title Surf Trippin'. So thanks Phantom Operators for getting back to me so promptly and letting everybody know where those inspirational names are coming from surfing. Classic. Up next, Lizards and Monsters. Enjoy.
Hi everybody, this is Shane from the Phantom Operators out of Knoxville, Tennessee, US of A, and you're listening to my main man, Willie Mars, on Surf Guitars from Mars on surfrockradio.com.
Guitars from Mars, and that was our Monsters from Mars with Hey Devochka. And that's off their album Play Some. And you can get that get a few of their things on Bandcamp. You should check them out, Monsters from Mars. I almost played Check It Down again because I love it so much, but I thought I better mix it up. But I'll be playing that again. Get ready. Right before the Monsters from Mars, we had the Pterosaurs, Lizard Surfers out of the UK, with a tune of theirs off an album called Schlock Singles, and that tune was called Man vs. Pterosaur. I wonder who'd win. Probably the pterosaur. They're pretty scary looking things. They've got skeleton faces and army helmets on. I wouldn't want to have to take one on. They've got a new album coming out. Oh, it is out. It's called Atomic Lizard Party. You can get that on Bandcamp. Check it out. You can get it on iTunes as well. So take your pick. And at the top of the set, other lizard surfers from Hong Kong, we had the Zillatones with their tune Filipinus Sex Ray off their new album Planet Lantau. And if you listen real careful at the start of that song, you can hear someone sort of enjoying themselves a bit. So, pretty cool. Right, up next, before we have our last set, we're going to hear a little bit more from the Subvectors. They're not done yet. They've got a little bit more to tell you, and we've got a little bit more time for them to do so. So sit back and relax while Subvectors lead us into the last set, set 5. I'll see you after that.
Just in case we blasted through the interview too much, let's just talk about Music on the Bones just a little bit more for you. We recorded the studio CD in live one-track takes with, like I say, with Sean Joyce. I think it came out really well just as far as energy. We didn't use a click or anything like that. We just played live all at once and just kind of had a session.
Yeah. And I would say our live tone is pretty much or I should say what you hear on the recording is pretty close to what our live tone is. I read an article once from Geddy Lee way back in the day, and it's kind of Rush used to do things when they played live, and then in the studio they try to replicate their live tone.
Trent's a big Rush fan.
So is Dave.
We decided to do the 2-disc thing just because we had we played some shows with some with a horn section. We wanted to put them on the CD somehow, and then we also played another show with kind of a local legend, or not a show, just a jam session with a local legend. His name's John Tingle, and we wanted to include that too, so we thought doing a live CD was a really good way to do that. We did 2 sessions, one in July and then another, was that October?
October, yeah.
So just 2 sessions, 5 songs each session, just played it and banged it out and got her done. So yeah, pretty excited that it's out there. If you want to get a copy, I think they can hear my kid upstairs. Anyway,
Probably.
If you want to get a copy, you can go to cdbaby.com. It's also available on iTunes. I'd go to CD Baby because I think it's cheaper. Otherwise, check us out on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter @Subvectors. And I think that's all the plugs I can throw in there. So anyway, thanks a lot for having us. Hey, this is Trent.
This is Sam.
This is Dave.
And we're the Subvectors, and you're listening to Surf Guitars from Mars on Surf Rock Radio.
Muerte, castigo eterno para aquel que abra esta arca en nombre de Amon-Ra, el rey de los dioses. Dios mío, qué terrible maldición. Veamos lo que contiene. No lo haga. Ya escuchaste la maldición.
You are now receiving Surf Guitars from Mars on surfrockradio.com. I'd like you to sit down and have a really good listen to it.
Surf Guitars from Mars. It's the end of the show. Set 5. That means it's the end. And what a set 5 it was. Just there with that car sound. Geez, I'm getting some car songs up. I can't wait to do a car show. That was Los Atascados, and they're going to make me work for me money here because that song was called El Estrecho Oscuro y Tenebroso Camino de las Cumbres de Maltrata. And I'm not saying it again. And before that, top of the set, the Dead Rocks. They're from Brazil. I think they got the combi ute. La Terrible Maldición de Tutankhamon. Both Dead Rocks and Los Atascados can be found on Bandcamp for those tunes and much more. They got a few albums out. Very prolific. It's the end of the show. Thanks, Subvectors. Thanks for owning episode 5 as I said you would, and you stood up and were counted. Well done. And a big thanks to all the bands who are helping me out here. As you can see, I'm talking right up to the end of the show now. I'm getting so full of info, and it's all because of you. So thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you next week. Surf Guitars from Mars. It's Willie Mars, out.